Hey, welcome everybody. And everybody at home, welcome to the 4th Friday Story Hour. Georgia Association of Black Storytellers. We always put something on every month. You actually are going to see tonight as our series finale. We've been doing this for 5 years, and we're glad that people in this audience are here to see us also. So you'll get a chance to see what we do and how we do it. But at the same accord, though, you're going to get a chance to really see us do our thing this one last time. So sit back, go get you some snacks. We'll be back in a few minutes. Everybody hang on. DJ, where's my DJ? He's actually the messiah of the guys. He runs the whole fellas thing. So, without further ado, the messiah of all messiahs.
Thank you.
I agree.
Jumbo means hello, Jumbo.
Jumbo.
Means what?
Hello.
Now, you know, you heard that phrase that medicine or laughter is the medicine. What is it, that phrase they go with? Medicine?
Laughter is like medicine.
There you go. Laughter is like medicine. You're going to see some fabulous storytellers after me who's going to tickle your funny bone. Laughter is the best form of medicine. I believe that's the phrase. But you won't get it from me, though. You see, this world is topsy-turvy right now. It's upside down. I mean, we've got a new pope, we've got a new president, there's talk of invading Canada, there's talk of taking Greenland away from the Greenlanders, there's tariffs and taxes. There are so many things to worry about, but not for me. You see, my dear old grandma, ages ago, taught us, me and my brothers and sisters, that there were only 2 things in life to worry about. One is if you're healthy, and 2 is if you're sick. Now, if you're healthy, you got nothing to worry about. But if you're sick, you got 2 things to worry about. Whether you're going to get better or whether you're going to get worse. Now, if you get better, you got nothing to worry about. But if you get worse, you got 2 things to worry about. Whether you're going to get sick or whether you're going to get ill. Now, if you get sick or if you get ill, we got 2 things to worry about. If you get better, there's nothing to worry about. If you get ill, you got 2 things to worry about. Whether you're going to die or whether you're going to live. Now, if you live, there's nothing to worry about. But if you die, you got 2 things to worry about. Whether you go to heaven or whether you go to hell. Now, if you go to heaven, you only got 2 things to worry about. But if you go to hell, there's only 2 things to worry about. Original or extra Christmas. Now, when you're talking, when you're talking about food, there's when I'm flying out of McNair, out to the airport, this happened, and it's something to worry about. I usually stop by this donut shop in the concourse. Usually the donuts are $3 for $5. This day it was on sale. 5 donuts for $5. So, paid my $5, got a little bag of 5 donuts, and my flight wasn't ready yet, so I sat at a little table right outside the donut shop. Read the newspaper. After a few minutes, this guy walks up, kind of squirrely looking, needed a shave, recent clothing, looked like he was homeless, but since he was inside the airport, I knew that wasn't the case. But he walked right up to my table, looked me in the eye, gave me a nod, and sat down. I was reading my paper. After a minute, heard the bag rustling. I lowered the paper, and there was this guy with his hand in the bag taking out a donut. I didn't even ask. I didn't say anything. I just reached in and I grabbed a donut too and started reading my paper. A little while later, heard the bag rustling again. I lowered, there's this dude again reaching in getting a second donut. I said, not out loud, what the heck? What is this dude? I got me a second donut. And I read the paper again. Over the loudspeaker, his flight came over and he stood up, looked at me, reached in and took out the last donut. And he broke it in half and gave it to me. I'm thinking, as he walked off, while I'm thinking that, my flight came in over the loudspeakers. I jammed this donut in my mouth. I stood up, picked up my coat. Right up under my coat was my bag of 5 donuts. I was eating his donuts, not mine. And so here I am right now telling you this story. And he's probably off somewhere talking about some dude taking his donuts. So there are certain things that we have to worry about. We only know that there's how many things that we have to worry about? There's 2. There's 2 things. Whether you're healthy or you're not healthy. And it goes down the line. Now, one of the things that many people worry about is this job situation that's going around the nation. Oh, it's rough. There's some zoo in a small town. A zoo with various animals. But it only had 1 gorilla. And it died. So the owner, he paid one of his employees, I'll give you $200 if you put on this gorilla suit and entertain the patrons. So that's what the guy did. He put on a suit and he had a ball with the patrons as they came in. Fooling around with them, telling you, making monkey or gorilla noises. And he got excited. He started climbing trees and swinging from branch to branch. And while he was over the lion's den, he lost his grip. Bam! Right in the middle of the lion's den. Now, he was too far away from the exit. He knew he couldn't reach it before they jumped on it. One big lion loped over to him. And he was screaming, help, 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 help! And the lion came up, knocked him down, and was going to bite his head off. But as he lowered his head, he said, stop all that shouting before you get off on this fire. So there are some things to worry about. Now, I have 1 son. And growing up, there was one thing that I worried about, and that was having the talk. You know about the talk? I'm not talking about the talk that you have with your son and the police. I'm talking about the birds and the bees talk. So I knew that question was coming. So I read all the books. I attended all the seminars. I listened to the doctors. I wanted to be prepared when he gave me the signal that he wanted to learn about birds and the bees. So one day we were walking around Belle Isle and talking about the water and the boats and various things when out of the clear blue, he said, Dad, where do I come from? Wow, right out of the clear blue. But it only stunned me for a minute because I was prepared. So we found a bench. We walked over to the bench, we sat down, and for the next 10, 20, half an hour, I explained the birds and the bees in very great detail. After about half an hour, I felt proud of myself. I did a good job to remember all of that. But I looked at my son, and he had this puzzled look on his face. He said, I said, son, did I explain things clearly enough? He said, yes, Dad, I understood everything perfectly. But my friend, Robert, he said he was from Chicago. I was just wondering where I was from. I didn't have to worry about any of those things. So let me close with another thing that you might find something to worry about. Once, there was this jealous farmer. And he acted just like a fool. See, he was jealous of everything, especially his next door neighbor's prized mule. He was so jealous that he plotted and planned until he decided that prized mule must be killed. So one dark night, he dug a hole. It was long and wide and deep. And he spread a trail of oats from that hole right up to where that prized mule was sleeping. Ooh, that jealous farmer was an evil man. No jive. You know he was going to try and bury that poor mule alive. Well, the next morning, that mule found those oats that were scattered around his feet. And just like any mule would, he began to eat. He ate and ate and ate that trail of oats like there would be no more oats again. But just like the jealous farmer planned it, when he reached the hole, he fell in. That farmer heard that noise and came running from his old shack, grabbed his shovel, and started throwing dirt on that mule's back. But every time dirt hit that mule, he grit his teeth and frowned. See, mules don't like nothing on their back, so he would shake it off and stomp it down. Y'all say that. Say, shake it off.
Shake it off.
And stomp it down.
And stomp it down.
That jealous farmer was so busy throwing dirt, his shovel like it caught on fire. But that mule was doing what?
Shake it off.
And
Stomp it down.
And building himself higher. That jealous farmer was so busy, he didn't even have time to look around. So he didn't know that that mule done rolls clean level with the ground. That farmer still walking around in here today, won't even speak. See, while he was bent over, that mule kicked him in clean in the next week. So listen, if negative things, difficult things, hard things somehow cause you strife, what are you going to do?
Shake it off.
And
Stomp it down.
rise to a higher level in life. Things may not always go as planned, but if you shake it off and throw it down, stomp it down, and rise to a higher level in life, then you'll find out there's only two things you have to worry about. That's being healthy or being sick. And if you listen to these storytellers that will be following me, tickling your funny bone, laughter, medicine, you'll go out healthier than when you came in. And with that, my tale's running in, but I hope in my future, you all meet again.
Messiah,
Hey,
what's going on, man?
too much and not enough.
Right. Trying to get up
You
on
got to
stuff.
find that happy balance.
Right. Not enough time to do what you gotta do. So what you been up to?
Bouncing right now, you know, I'm living in the Cleveland area. And I'm bouncing back and forth to whole Detroit. I'm born and raised Detroit. Haven't assimilated to the Cleveland Browns, Cavaliers, and all that.
Remember, you gotta go back home, remember?
Yeah, but Detroit keeps me coming back so I get refreshed. This is my medicine, coming back home.
There you go. Telling stories and that kind of deal all over the place. You been doing this how long now?
25 years.
And you drug all of us in, one by one. We were all part of another program, and one by one, you drug us all into this. And now we all sitting up here telling stories.
You know, blind like blind.
Because you ain't kidding. You tell a lie, I tell a lie. So, which is good. That's good to know, man. So, how's your health doing?
We need to share. We need to share our stories. Don't
Yes.
keep letting them die in your heads.
Yes. Yes. How's your health doing?
Pretty good. You know, I had an injury in my leg, so I don't bounce around like I used to. But
so now you just shake it up.
Yeah, that hurt my
mind. All right, okay. I was like, I ain't gonna stop. Let's see this how this works out. It's good to hear, man. Glad you came home.
Thank you. This is
that kind of deal.
The men's deal. And I'll always come back to that.
Yeah, we always, you know how we are. When you run in the group, we always take our direction from you. Always. I'm so glad this is the last time I have to host this thing because I'm turning it back over to you because you always host the guys. We do something. He's the MC. And because folks talked me into being the MC for the whole season, I just said I'll finish it and then I turn it back over to you. And I can go back and back now and do what I do and do what I like. Tell them the story.
All right.
So, hang on a minute, y'all. We'll be right back. The great Messiah, Ivory Williams.
Hey.
We'll check in a little bit.
All right.
Hang on one second. I hope you guys took a gander at this place here in the video. This is an amazing spot. I've walked around here and I couldn't believe some of the things I saw in this building. And I can't say enough about it. This building is absolutely amazing. So I hope you get a chance to walk around, look at everything here. When you come to Detroit, if you're not from Detroit, come here, make this one of your stops so you can walk around and see what's what. So, but moving right along, I tell you, this guy, he's the baby of the group, actually, when this all comes down to it. And he's got a lot of stuff that we all sit down and go like, really now? So without further ado, bring up the man, the one and only, Larry Castleberry.
Well, thank you very much. Better out than in. Words of wisdom shared by my grandfather to my mother. Words of wisdom that I learned a little too late. You let me tell. Now, back in the early 90s, I like my food hot and spicy. This is when habaneros was the hottest pepper in the world. And I would get my habaneros and I would cut them up and put them in my hamburgers. Like I said, I love my hot and spicy food. Well, we decided this week, my girlfriend at the time and I, we were going to go to a Thai restaurant, Siam Spicy, there in Royal Oak, Michigan, on Woodward Avenue. I walked in with a confidence, with a cockiness. I was seated. I ordered myself some tom yum with shrimp. I ordered some spring rolls. And then I ordered pad see ew. And when she asked me my spice level, I said, extra hot. She looked at me. She took a step back. Then she took a step forward. And she said, sir, may I suggest that you try medium first. You can always add some of the red pepper there on the table to spice it up if it isn't hot enough. But I looked at her, because I'm from the west side of Detroit. We went up there. And I said, I like it extra No, I didn't say hot. I said, I like it extra spicy. She said, okay. Brought out my tongue young. I ate it. Brought out my spring rolls. I ate it. A little bit later, she brought out my pad, CU. She looked at me. I looked at her. Took my chopsticks, put it in there. Took my first bite of the pad, CU. I looked at her. She looked at me. While still looking at her, I took my left hand, which is a sign of disrespect, by the way, reached over and grabbed the red pepper and put it on my pad, CU. I then looked at her and said, when I say I like it extra hot, I mean extra hot.
All right.
I sat there and I ate my entire bowl of pad CU. I don't know why you shake your head. This story just getting started. A few days later, I had a taste for Thai food. Okay. Now everybody knows that if you go into a restaurant and disrespect them, don't you ever go back. But I was young and dumb. And I went back to the same restaurant, same spicy. Had the same waitress who remembered me. Brought the same girlfriend. Walked in, she smiled, she says, oh, let me guess, you want your tongue young shrimp. Mm-hmm. You want to order spring rolls. Mm-hmm. And you want your pad CU extra spicy. I said, that's right. She said, hold on. She brought out my tongue young. It was you. Wow. She brought out my spring rolls. It was you. A little bit later, not only did she come out with the pad CU, but so did the chef. And they set it down before me. And let me tell you, I could feel the heat from this dish. I know you're sitting there thinking, and those of you out there in camera world are thinking to yourself, you mean you felt temperature heat? No. I felt those spices. It was radiating from that pad CU. My nose was like, My sinuses cleared up. My eyes started to water. But the goblet had been thrown down. They sat it before you. Took my chopsticks, stuck it in, took a bite, looked at the waitress, looked at the chef, and gave them both a nod of approval. She looked at me and she said, would you like some water? I said, no, thank you. Because everybody knows that the worst thing to do when you eat hot and spicy food is to drink water, because all you do is just splash it around. Well, I'm going to let you all in on a little secret. That food was hot. I mean, it was hot. But I could not show any weakness. So I sat there and ate it. And with my facial expression, I made them think that I could actually taste what I was eating. But I couldn't. And I ate it. Oh. That waitress' eyes got big. The chef's eyes got big. Then the owner came over. She was wise. She looked at me and she said, sir, did you enjoy your meal? I said, I did. Got up, paid the bill, took my girlfriend home, went home. That was a Thursday. Next day was Friday. Now, I was an engineer at Ford Motor Company, young engineer, full of myself. In fact, for 2 years, I had gotten perfect attendance, not missing a day of work. My alarm clock went off, I got up. I went to the bathroom to do my business. Now, during the night, I had felt a little burning in the stomach, but nothing, and I mean nothing, disrupts my sleep. So I slipped through. I sat down, and I found out that I had 2 things to worry about. If it was going to stay then I had one big thing to worry about, or if it was going to come out. Unfortunately for me, it stayed in, and it started to hurt a lot. And I remember something that my mother used to do when I was younger. You see, there was very, very rare that we ever got sick in my household coming up, because my mother had the cure-all. Oh, you sick? Let me get the castor oil. You know, the clear bottle of castor oil that she would put on the old-fashioned gas stove and turn it on. And you had to watch that stuff liquefy. And she would pour it up in a bottle and put it in your mouth. Don't you dare spit it out. But I have how many problems? Is it going to stay in? Or am I going to get it out? So I went down to the fridge and I got the castor oil. And I started thinking to myself, what have I done to myself? Why did I do this to myself? I got it out. Wow is right. Because it went in hot. It came out on fire. And woo is right. Because I missed my first day of work. I didn't make it. Now you would have thought I learned my lesson from that experience. The words of wisdom that my grandfather had shared with my mother, better out than in.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you, I didn't. Because 2 years later, they opened up a hot sauce shop there in Royal Oak. And I went into it. And I walked in that shop and I said, what is the hottest sauce you have? The proprietor reached down underneath the counter and he pulled out a gas mask that he put on his face. He then pulled out 2 big things of gloves. He then bent down at a safe, put in the combination and opened it up, and poured out this sauce. D.I. sauce. He looked at me and said, this is the hottest sauce we have. I said, let me try that. He said, okay. He got a chip. Very carefully, he took the top off. Put the sauce on the chip. He didn't put 1 drop. Put 2. Handed it to me. I put that chip in my mouth. Let me tell you something right now. There was an immediate reaction. Because I said words I didn't know how to say. I said, the proprietor started to laugh. He offered me a bottle of orange pop that I tried to drink. I put the pop to my lips. And yes, I'm from Detroit, so I call it pop. Except my lips, it's like going to the dentist's office. They don't work anymore. And so as I was pouring it in, it was spilling out. All over my shirt, all over my face. Guess what I did? I bought 2 bottles. Now, I'd like to say I've gotten a little wiser in my years. I got 57 of them behind me. So next year, 2026, February 26, 27, you will find me in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I will be there with my habanero infused pecans. I'll have my orange soda. For those of you who remember Cornbread Earl and me, I have myself a container of almond milk, and I will attend the United Festival of Fiery Hot Food and Barbecue Sauce. I didn't say I was going to eat the hottest, but I'll look for the youngins like myself so I can give them the advice. Better out than in.
Good. Doing your thing and all that kind of stuff. And you're traveling all over the place now.
Yeah, just got back from New Orleans. Oh, that wasn't a story. Well, I'm going to call that getting some new material. That was a trip with Mom. So we went to New Orleans. That was good. Took Mom to New Orleans. That was good.
How'd you like it?
She loved it.
That's she loved it. She's something else. So I'm surprised she's not here today. So that's good. Glad you're doing well. Tell us some things that you've been doing.
I've been researching. So those of you who do not know, the Michigan Colored Troop during the Civil War was the 102nd, and one of our tellers actually had brought this up to us. I've been doing some research on that. There's also a gentleman who was very instrumental in the Underground Railroad, Mr. George D. Baptiste. So I've been doing some research as well. So I've been in the library, there at the Burton Collection, doing some research, getting some material, and working to present for Juneteenth.
There you go. That's right. Juneteenth coming up.
Yes, it is.
And we're doing some stuff a little bit everywhere. It's the one time we all spread out and everybody tries to make everything. One of the major ones we're doing is Michigan State in about another week or so. The 12th of June. He asked us to come and do some things. So, but normally we all just spread out because we're pulled everywhere to put Juneteenth on, and it works out really good at the end of the day. Nice to have 38 people in the association, so we can get everybody everywhere. And then the Messiah does his thing over in Cleveland, so we know how that goes. Running back and forth, so it works out good, man. That's good. I'm glad you're doing stuff, man. You know how the fellas work. You know how we are. You know how we are. So, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
Well, I actually have a website out there, so LarryCastleberry.com. You can reach me by Gmail, larry.castleberry.jr@gmail.com, or simply give me a call, 313-549-5259. I know all you guys will memorize all of that, but the easiest thing to do is just simply Google my name, and you can find me.
All right, man.
Alrighty.
Hey, everybody, give Larry Castleberry a hand. We'll be right back. If you want to become a storyteller, this is the time to do that. Stories. What are stories?
Stories are simply something that happens every day.
Stories could have come from the past.
Stories could be happening right now.
Stories can be past, present, and future.
Stories can be happy.
Stories could be sad. Stories. Just what are stories?
Stories are simply something that happens.
Stories can be good. Stories can be bad, too.
Stories could be happy.
Stories. Just what are stories?
Stories could be happening right now.
Stories can be past, present, and future.
Stories can be true, like all of my stories.
Or stories could be made up.
Stories are something that simply happens. Stories could be happening right now.
But the most important thing about
stories must be told.
Hello, we are the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers, also known as DABS. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We offer many services, including storytelling, workshops, group facilitation. We host events. We perform at churches, schools, senior centers, and senior living facilities, birthday parties, family reunions, and even business conferences. We tell stories for all ages. Whether your event is large or small, we can accommodate it all. Contact us today to discuss how we can help make your event memorable. Call us at 313-442-3227 or visit our website, DetroitStorytellers.com. If you'd like to see us in action, check out our YouTube channel, Detroit Association of Black Storytellers. And remember, just a little dabs will make your event spectacular.
But the most important thing about stories.
Stories must be told.
Man, everybody want to get in context, the information's on there. Just get a hold of us. It's not hard to find. We're not hard to find. We're everywhere. But anyway, do I gotta introduce this dude? I really gotta do it. Yes, you do. Oh, man. In every men's group, in our group, is that one person that's a problem child. He's always the one that we always gotta worry about. He's always the one that we have to sit down and go, look, dude, this is what's up. But he's an amazing storyteller. And for sure, he's my brother. You know, like my other brothers did. He's my brother, but he's a bit much, I tell you. James, come on, man. Come on. But this is Brother James Graham.
Wow, is that an introduction or wood? I don't know what I just go on now. I don't know. But it ain't so bad, y'all. Y'all ready? Yeah, it ain't so bad. Yeah, before for the most part, I tell stories in the tradition of the West African. However, today, I'm going to do something just a little bit different now. Now, you see, for the most part, people have ways of starting. Now, among the Akan, there's a little tradition. The storyteller will say, "I go," which means attention. Are you listening? And everyone will say, "I made," which means yes, we're listening. Okay, we tried it. I said go, you said man. I go.
Amen.
All right. Okay, now, my sister, when she came back from West Africa, she kind of got us all started with this. She said a go, and then everybody said a make, and then they clap their hands, and then they say something, you know. But I have a friend of mine, Baba Jamal. Baba Jamal was always a mentor. He was a real mentor of mine. He got me into this. I go, I make, you clap your hands, hit your shoulders, hit your legs, and then he does a little cabbage patch. And you go, hey, you know. So I decided, no cabbage patch. You know, but I do something a little different, you know, and I'm going to tell you why I do it a little different. Okay? I'm going to say a go again. I want you to say a make. Then I want you to clap your hands twice. I want your shoulders twice. I want your legs twice. And then I want you to do like this. Put your hands like this and go, hope. And I want you to really say hope. Really say hope. Okay, you ready? I said go, you say man. Hope. Okay, you got it? I go.
Amen.
Hope. Hope's in the house, y'all. Hope's in the house. Now, the reason why we did that, and it's a little childish or whatever, and it is. And the reason why we did that is because, well, Baba Jamal, you see, I would call him up and sometimes we'd talk, and we had some nice conversations. But one particular day, he got on hope. And he really kind of drilled it in. Hope. And he said, you got to get your own definition, you know, you got to get your own little purpose, your own little thing for it. And so hope, just a four-letter word, but it's deep. And so we kind of, the only thing I could really get him to be satisfied with, so to speak, was hope was knowing that there was something really good. Something really, really good. And it was really close by. And you could get it. You could get it. Something really good, something life-changingly good. And something earth-shaking, life-changing, and all that. It was real good, and we could get it. Now, I took that, and at the time, I was teaching. Now, I taught in a facility that was actually not far from this place today. It's not. It wasn't far at all. Actually, it was up the street a little bit. It's no longer there. It was Capstone Academy, and what they did was they taught adjudicated youth, children who had been deemed problem behaviors. And Capstone North was for those who were in foster care. Capstone South were those who were problem behaviors who had been incarcerated, and they still needed to be taught. I decided when I told, before I would tell stories, we did the Agoa May, and everybody would kind of come together. But I changed it to Hope after this conversation with Baba Jamal that day, because I wanted to hear these kids, who most of them have been taken away from their parents at birth almost. And a lot of those were like 16, 17. They were getting ready to be aged out of the system. I wanted them to say hope. I wanted them to kind of come together and say hope, especially after Baba Jamal. And then we would start, I'd do my little storytelling thing, and we'd go, hope. And then I'd say, and education brings in hope. Let's get started. And we start the classroom. We start the day. But now the thing, it was really important for me to get that out, y'all. And that was something I had to get out. And the reason why is because Baba Jamal is slipping into Alzheimer's. And, things are different. He's not the Baba Jamal that he was anymore. However, so we are. I am rejoicing. I am grateful for crossing his path. I'm grateful for what he placed inside me. I'm grateful for that. And, I'm grateful for the stories. And a lot of times when we started telling stories, a lot of us would look at other people and we would just about copy them. And they say copy is the real true form of flattery or whatever. But we just thought that was just how it should be done. Baba Jamal, and I remember one of the first stories Baba Jamal told. He would say, in this going by, a man and a lion who walked through one of the great rainforests of Africa. They were debating who was greater, man or the lion. They came to a clearing and saw a statue of a great Maasai warrior conquering a lion. The man says, see there, that proves it. In the statue, the man is conquering the lion. That proves that man is greater than the lion. The lion says, my friend, that proves nothing. In the statue, the man is conquering the lion because the man made the statue. If a lion made the statue, the lion would conquer the man. My friend, how a story is told always depends on who the storyteller is. I had to put that out because a lot of times, especially after Baba Jamal, I had to really kind of, especially when I taught or when I told stories, I got to check myself to make sure I know who I am and to make sure, that I'm kind of presenting what needs to be presented. And sometimes I don't have the good stuff in me, some stuff I need to kind of wash away and get off and get behind me or whatever to kind of move on, Now today, I have this, it says the official DJ. And when Tone saw me coming in, he said, oh Lord, this guy, he forgot he's supposed to be telling stories, because traditionally I'm an African attire, official DJ, right? But it is not what you think it means. It means the official dad joke. Okay, dad joke. Okay, I got that from Hyde, you see. And see now, and one thing right now, and I taught science, and a lot of times in school, you kind of bring it up. Like for instance, Jada, that's my grandson, Jada, this is my grandson. Jada, how many paws, and give me the right answer though, you know the joke here. How many paws does a bear have? Just say 4. Say 4.
4.
Okay. No. I don't believe you said 4. No. 1. 1 maw, 1 paw. Okay, and you're not, and there's only one of you guys, and God only made one of y'all, so you gotta kind of get out there and represent that one person that you were meant to be. You gotta be that one that you were meant to be. Now, another one. See, now as I roll into these stories, Baba Jamal, well, actually, and this is a tribute to another storyteller, Opalanga, and it's a story that we've heard a lot, and you guys have heard me tell a lot. And I know they said be original, but I'm not going to be original today because I got to kind of give back. I got to reach back because I don't want to forget those ones that kind of came through my life. And they meant so much to me. And one of those was Opalanga, who was the first time I heard her tell the creation story. Now a lot of people tell the creation story, and James Weldon Johnson, he brought it home, and it was definitely James Weldon Johnson's version. It's definitely, you can kind of feel it, how he pulled from the Bible. But with Opalanga, she put a different little spin on it, and she put a different little term that I couldn't just let her have by herself. And see, especially now that she has made her transition on, it's a term that I've got to kind of keep spreading. She used the term, well, you'll see it. It first was dark, huh? Ooh, my children. It was darker than 10,000 midnights in a field of coldness. But Papa God, that was Opalanga's turn. Papa God, he stepped out and he says, I'll build you a world. Yes. He said, I'll build you a world. And Papa God, he smiled. And when he smiled, it came to light. And Papa God, he reached and he grabbed that light and he formed into a blazing ball. And he said, flying in the heavens. And Papa God, he took the rest of the light and he flung the heavens, made the moon and a million stars. And Papa God, he said, "Tis good." Yes, yes, he said, "Tis good." Then Papa God, he stepped out into the earth. And when he walked over the mud, he squished up between his toes and around his feet. Made the mountains and the valleys, but Papa God saw it was hot, huh? He let the sweat from his brow drip to the earth. And it filled the 7 seas. And he reached out and he blew. And the earth, she cooled off. Oh, and the steam, she rose up. And he made clouds. With a bat's eye, he made lightning. With a common sense, he made thunder. And the rain, she poured down from the clouds. And the grass, she grew. The baobabs, the gimbas, and the bombax trees, they grew. And they stretched their arms up toward heaven, toward Baba God. And he smiled again. Ooh, this time when he smiled, he formed the rainbow. And Baba God, he reached and he grabbed the rainbow and he put it around his shoulders. And Baba God, he said, "Tis good." Yes, yes, he said, "Tis good." Then Baba God, he waved his hand over there and says, "Now there be life." And he filled the skies with birds that fly. He filled the fields with beasts that fly. He filled the seas with fish. Then he sat down by the river bank. He scooped him up some clay. And he made an image. It's very much like his own. And he breathed life into it. And he called it. And he gave man dominion and power over all he had created. and Baba Gadisi. These theory, my children. Papa God created the world for us to live in, but we really should pay rent. We can do that by respecting and appreciating all the creatures to it descent. And we can do that by giving each other, each one of us, a different way to cope. We can do that when we step into their lives by bringing in hope. When God created the world, he put differences in every tree, plant, animal, and season. He did that for a purpose. For each one of us, he has his own special reason. So hear what I say next. And hold this in your heart, because this is true. Every life is precious, including the ones given to you. Now, a lot has been said, and I hope it was all understood. All that's left for me to say is, y'all be good. The storyteller. That's it.
Everybody say hope again.
Hope.
And I hope. Okay, I won't say it. I'll leave it alone. How's it going, man?
Real good. Doing good? Yeah.
Telling stories everywhere?
Oh, yeah. You know what? See. I drive Uber now, y'all. And,
oh, Lord.
Yeah. They gotta get stories. Oh, I'm having so much fun telling stories of all these people. I mean, my God. And so much new inspiration, telling stories. I mean, and woo, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. The little Uber people on the app, they always send it back, because they be monitored. They always kind of, are you stopped? Keep going. It's something wrong, and I have to kind of keep pushing this, but no, because it's me telling stories to the person in the back, and they still send up this, it's cool. It's cool. So many people. So many people. Yesterday, I went on a girl. Yeah, she was so in love. She just had a baby, and brought her home from, it was a baby, little pretty little, put him in the arms and legs, and you help him lift him up, lift him up into the, it was awesome. It was pretty.
You can do the symbol. You raise it up. You got it on the ground.
No, you don't live in great time. That guy. You know I did. You know I did.
Always too much.
Yeah. You know I did. I said, you don't mind if I do? She said, go ahead. No, I didn't.
So how long you been telling stories?
Oh, a long time, man. 93, since 93. Well, actually a little bit longer than that. We saw my son, when we got my son, we went, my sister moved over to mom. We set up and we listened to him. He gave me his book and he told stories to us for Christmas. It was awesome. And I listened to him and it changed my life. And so I would read the stories to my son at night, before he went to bed. And I would try to tell Papa Jamal, and this one I must lie, and so one thing after another.
That's a bad brother.
Yeah,
That's a bad brother. He's something else.
A lot of spirit,
You listen to him one time, and then next thing you know, you're running out to tell stories. And then all of a sudden, the person in the library come along and drag you along. And next thing you know, you're telling a whole bunch of stuff.
But you know what? We only have two things to work about. No,
okay. Right, in or out, right.
Yeah.
That's good. Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, man.
If you need to get in touch with me, of course, if you call, don't call. But if you need to get in touch with me, James Graham, the storyteller @gmail.com. And my website is, I've been saying for the last 4 months, I'm going to get it back up. I paid the thing, I just got to kind of do a little something else to kind of get it reconnected. It's going to be back up. My YouTube channel is Stories from My Father.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Hey, man. Glad you came, you know. The official DJ.
Yeah.
Official DJ. Get over there. And you can go sit down, too.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Hang on a minute. We'll be right back. One closing thing, and then we out of here, I guess. Tonight. We hope that you enjoyed our program. Yes. One thing for sure is my own personal story, because I didn't tell them today, because I let them guys do their thing. They always over talking me anyway, but it's okay. I first came to this organization way back by the invite from this guy. And in the meeting, he was there. And in the meeting, they were having a robust conversation. And they were going at it, too. And I was sitting next to a guy, and he's passed away now. God rest his soul. And he was sitting there, and he goes, "Hey, man, nice to come in." Now, mind you, he invited us to come. And he sat well on the other side of the room. When it got so heated, that it almost kind of got into it. And I was sitting there going, wow, this is a hell of a group. They so serious, they about to get them start fighting them over this stuff. Talking about telling stories. They actually got up, stood up. Too late, stood up, they was going to get into it. And I was like, oh yeah. In the meantime, when it was all over, one person was the treasurer at the time. And she's no longer here either. And she came over, and you never thought that she was in an argument 10 minutes beforehand. Hi, how you doing? My name is so-and-so, this, that, and other, Jenny Cricket. And she said, I hope you're doing this organization. Millie Stennis was sitting there, who's an elder Millie Stennis. She leaned over in their argument, and she said, Tom, you sure you want to be a part of this? Amy Turn, who's the founder of this group, she said, I am so sorry. He comes and takes me outside and goes, hey man, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was going to go like this. And I turned and said, man, stop talking. This is the best day I've had. This is the best Saturday morning I've ever had. This is better than cartoons. And the next thing you know, I'm part of this group. The next thing he goes, he said, come on, you're going to tell some stories. And I go, man, I ain't standing to tell stories. I say, you kidding me? Sit in front of people and actually talk about something. I can give lectures, I can do that. But actually tell a story. And he talked me into it like he talked the rest of us. Except for this guy, I tell you. Shaking the bag the first day, the whole 9 yards. But this is what we do. We tell stories, all of us, our entire association. So we want to thank you for everybody for attending. Everybody at home watching, stick around. There's one last piece you're going to like. I guarantee you. We'll be right back. Welcome to DABS, fourth Friday Story Hour.
Nationally and international, who are listening and viewing us now.
Hey, good evening and welcome to DABS' fourth Friday Story Hour. Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Detroit Association of Black Storytellers, fourth Friday Story Hour.
Good evening, and good evening, America. I understand that we have people from all over. We have 4 fabulous tellers, and I'd like to just get started.
Good evening, and welcome to another edition of Detroit Association of Black Storytellers, fourth Friday Story Hour.
Hello, everyone. Today we have our fourth Friday storytelling.
Detroit Association of Black Storytellers.
Jumbo means hello. Welcome to the May edition of the DABS, Detroit Association of Black Storytellers, 4th Friday Story Hour.
Hi, I'm Jatu Gray from the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers, and this is our 4th Friday Story Hour.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight on a very important evening. Today we are welcoming the new elders to the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers.
Welcome to the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers 4th Friday Story Hour. Welcome to the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers 4th Friday Story Hour. Welcome to the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers 4th Friday Story Hour. Welcome to the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers 4th Friday Story Hour.
Wow. Greetings, fellow storytellers and most welcome guests. It's your girl, Camilla, the storyteller, and today's host. Welcome you back to the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers 4th monthly Friday Story Hour of Power.
Welcome to the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers 4th Friday Story Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, storytellers and story lovers, today you're going to need your third ear to understand and fully enjoy these master storytellers that are coming before you today in our 4th Friday concert storytelling series.
Welcome and welcome back to our channel here as we kick off the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers 4th Hour Storytelling 7 p.m. We're back. Yes. Welcome back to our channel here, DABS 4th Hour Storytelling. That's how it's at. And welcome back to our 4th Hour Storytelling here at DABS 4th Friday Hour of Power. That's how it's at. And welcome to the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers monthly 4th Story Hour of Power. Asante, fellow storytellers and most welcome guests. I pray that you have the eyes to see the best. I pray that you have the ears to hear the best as we fall back to present the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers, DABS monthly Story Hour. Hi.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Detroit Association of Detroit Association of Black Storytellers 4th Friday Story Hour.
Men and our dads have arrived to give you the 4th Friday Story Hour. Let's do it again. Hey, welcome to the 4th Friday Dad's Story Hour.
Now, there was Shawnee Womack, Mama Jatu Gray, and Impressively Mo. But this story happened last night, so let's just get on with the show. Hello, my name is Jazz, and I will be your host for this season's 4th Friday Story Hour.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers 4th Friday Story Hour.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers 4th Friday Story Hour.
This is the production crew for DABS 4th Friday Story Hour. Hey, welcome to DABS 4th Friday Story Hour for November. Welcome to March's 4th Friday Story Hour.
Finally, let me end with this. I am beyond proud of this project that we did over the last 5 years. Just think, it started back in 2020 when heat of the COVID was going on and everybody was really stressed out. And our association decided to get together and tell stories, entertain each other. Look at it 5 years later as we end this. I am very proud of this project. I think that we've grown as a group. But the big thing is I'm happy that we were able to get into your houses for 1 hour and generally around happy hour, which is called, and go from there. Because when the whole thing started, we started as calling it happy hour just to make each other laugh, to take the stress off. Well, now as time has passed, we turned it into something, and decided to take it out to the people in the streets. And as we go, I just got to say that this has been fantastic. I've learned a lot, I've picked up a lot of things, and it's been absolutely wonderful. One of the things I want to do right now is thank each and every one of you for attending and showing up once a month on the fourth Friday of every month to get Black history and all the other Black stories, and to try to entertain you to take up the stress away. To the staff, what a group. It started out me coming up with some kind of small idea and turned into something else. As it turned into something else, my daughter walked up and said, hey, I can help you out. I kind of see where you're going with this and what you're trying to do. So to my daughter Jazz, who's actually the tech person and does all the editing and all the things, how he puts this thing together once it's all recorded, and she makes sure our recording segments are like it is. I can't thank her enough and proud of her. She started off with DABS way back when about 9-10 years old, and now she's 22, about to be 23 years old. Amazing how far she's come. I actually started telling stories and then ended up doing this. To James is our camera guy. Our camera guy is the guy that does puts all the cameras in and makes sure all our cameras are situated. And our biggest thing always with him is stop touching the camera. But that brother is something else. He's amazing, and he knows this stuff left and right with cameras and what it does and what it doesn't do. Without him, you wouldn't even see us. To his grandson, Smoke, Jaden, 12 years old. And just as much technical-wise as it is with Jazz, those two got together and really started doing some things together, and they've been absolutely fantastic. 12 years old. Watch out, he's coming. To Pam Williams, that's her sponsorship. She's the one that I can't thank her enough because she was always in my ear. 2 or 3 times a week coming up with something. We kind of get into it about some stuff, and some stuff we wouldn't. We would go back and think and come back again and rehash it and work it out. Without her, I think my mind wouldn't have stayed open as it is. And as I've gone through this whole 5 years, that's my pal there. We've worked on a bunch of other projects. So it was kind of just pick up where you left off the last project and go from there. To the Hannon Center. The Hannon Center, what a place. That place is something else. I tell everybody all the time, you come to Detroit, come and check it out. It's a 65 and over kind of thing, but they're trying to change it to a 55 and over. But all the stuff that's in there is done by people of age and elders and all that kind of stuff. I guarantee you'll like it, but I can't thank them enough. We did a program with them, and we just kind of hooked up and started doing stuff. They were able to just record in the studio there, and they have a bunch of other stuff there too. But they let us use the studio to do recording for the shows for the last 4 years. I'm proud of this program. I can't thank the association enough because they bought into it. It was a little tough, and I kind of bullied. Somebody told me, you can't bully us into this. And I bullied them the first year, and everybody's going to tell the story, at least be a part of this, so everybody knows who you are. I can't thank you enough, guys, for buying into this and getting into this and doing all the things you do. We're not going anywhere. Detroit Association of Black Storytellers is going to be around. We'll be around for a long time. Trust me when I tell you, we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. We're coming up with new stuff so that everybody understands exactly what we're supposed to be doing. I always say to our organization, we always got to be coming up with new ideas and new scenarios. For me, it's on to the next project. I'll take a little break for a little while, and then I'm going to get into something else. I'm not going anywhere too far. I got a project I'm just starting and I want to work on, and I think this will be great for us. I hope everybody likes everything. It'll be on YouTube forever. You can go back and watch stories from day one all the way up to today, what you just see. It's an absolutely amazing group. I think our history needs to be told because people are trying to take it away, and we will not be silenced. We will tell the Black story. We will tell Black history from here on out. Detroit, this is our place. This is where we live at. If it wasn't for Detroit, there never would be a Detroit Association of Black Storytellers. Last person, to the founder of this organization, Amy Jackson, who her and her crew got together back in 1992 and put this whole group association together. I can't thank her enough. She's always supportive still. She's still around. Yep, she's one of the last originals. But she's always there. Oh, whenever I ask her to do something or come and show up, she shows up. I hope everybody liked what we did. I hope they do. I hope everybody goes back and watches it more often than they think. We've grown. We are the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers. We'll see you soon.